Well, I guess we all needed to hear that. The storage is almost full. Okay, welcome to the J.A.M, everybody. Welcome to the J.A.M. Thank you for choosing to be here tonight. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'm going to check and make sure I can be heard because I really need to use my headphones tonight if possible. All right, looks like I can be heard. Yay. All right, so welcome to the J.A.M. Welcome in, everybody. You made it. It's almost mid-March. That means it's almost spring and then comes summer. Woohoo. All right. Okay, I'm settling down. All right. So I'm like the kids. I'm like, is it over yet? Are we free yet? Are we there yet? And, well, no, it's not. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. It's inevitable. And a little later, we'll look at the various avenues we have to get there. But right now, we need to focus on drawing from the resources from within, our strengths that will help us to get past these hurdles, obstacles, delays, and disappointments. This is where the rubber meets the road. So recently I had some house guests, and we had an awesome time together. Now, where I am is by no means perfect, but it's comfortable enough. And I invited some folks over. You heard all the stuff we were doing in overnight and things like that. But I tried to order beds. I was denied. I tried to order recliners. I was denied. And, I guess my money is just not green enough. Yeah, I suppose that is it. I mean, even a terrorist should be able to order beds and recliners. Gee whiz. So there were 4 of us with 3 chairs, 1 queen air mattress, but they were like, no, we're bringing sleeping bags. We're TIs. We sleep on the floor anyway. That's what some of them said. So needless to say, we had, as Attorney Anna Toledo would say, we were in Whoville. We were content while we were on the battlefield. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just check my sound for a minute. I'm hearing sounds coming from my phone, guys. I want to make sure you guys are hearing me. It seems, okay, I see what's going on. You're not on my headphone, but you're on speaker. Okay, cool. All right. We were in Whoville. I don't know if you heard of Whoville. I just learned about it, but it's a happy, happy place. We were content on the battlefield, and yes, we were on the battlefield because the aircraft didn't quit. We did experience a level of comfort, though, because I had that new thing called the Guardian Wave, and, there are 2 products that I endorse, and the Guardian Wave is one of them. The other is the Dave Case SD or CD. And I endorse them because both of them have helped me and helped me through this time of torture. They each work for me, and they're well worth the cost. Anyway, I digress. My point is the folks came and who can go through the trenches, the folks that can go through the trenches with you and make it through the storm with you without fainting, murmuring, whining, and complaining. Those are the ones you need on your team, in your corner, in your life. So we went to headquarters and we had more fun and laughs and, good, clean fun. We had good food, good folks, and good fun. And we weren't even drinking. I don't think anybody realized that. But I hope that you enjoyed some of it vicariously. I know a lot of views were made. We were on Sandra Williams' I Shall Bloom show because it was her goal to raise awareness in San Antonio, and that we did. So we're moving now toward 1,000 views, which is excellent for a rally with hundreds of virtual viewers. Thank you for tuning in, those who tuned in to watch. We had a great time. I heard it was it felt like the feel of a TV show, like a talk show. And that was really a nice feeling. It was very comfortable, and we wanted to share as much as we could share. People asked questions, and next time we're going to have live Q&A. And, yes, there will be an encore because it was requested, so we'll work on that as well. Please keep emailing and keep up the positive comments, and also that it will keep us motivated towards going back to San Antonio. They have a river walk that's out of this world. It's really such a quaint little place under the street. Loved it. All right, and don't forget, we went to the Houston Rodeo, and from the fashion to the concert, it was fun. That was really nice. They always do things big up here in Houston. Well, I should say down here or over here because I don't know where I am, okay? But the rodeo was really nice. The entertainer, the concert was really nice, and everything was cool, very just easy breezy. So very nice. Enjoyed that. And I almost rode the mechanical bull. Would you believe that? I thought about getting on there, but no, we didn't do that. Not with the targeting as well as getting older and all that stuff. I said, don't do it. So I did. But it was a great experience. And the Houston meetup, which is always at the Onion Creek, was great. Always meeting new people is fun. And I encourage everyone to meet up with other TIs, especially if you're alone. You do have to be careful. But meeting other TIs is amazing. It can be a purpose experience as well. So you do have to be discriminatory. Be alert, keep your eyes open, listen for triggers or keywords or anything that you have learned in the past is what we went over last week, things that a perp would say. Whatever you have learned along the way, keep your eyes open to that. Because remember, don't estimate that someone could be on assignment, and assignments are damaging. They can be very damaging, destructive, and cause havoc. That's not what we want. We're trying to make this through with as little incidents as possible. It's bad enough we have opponents who have military strategies, tactics, and strengths. Okay? So let me see. I'm trying to make sure I say everything I want to say before we open up. And I'm not sure who this is for because I didn't mean to mention about the perps, but you know what? I feel led to deal with this. So someone probably is dealing with something over and over, and when they're trying to figure out why it's happening or who it is, they're saying to themselves, it's not this person or it's not that person, based on the fact that they have a good relationship. Well, that doesn't matter. I remember when I was with an ex at Possible Honeypot, and he told me I had lost an item, a personal item, and I was complaining to him about it. And the only ones present at that time were my high school friend and her husband. And I said, I don't think it was them. They wouldn't do that. I just don't think. He said this. He said, it's simple math. He said, take your thinking and feelings out of it. 1 + 1 = 2. They were there. That's 1. The opportunity presented itself. That's 1. And that 1 plus that 1, the item is missing, is 2. So I look at things differently now, and I step out of it emotionally when I'm trying to figure out if someone is around me that is not for me, okay, and that is not true. And you have to move your feelings and move yourself out of the way, and sometimes it takes time to do it, but it's important to do so that you can look at the facts straight in the face. And so I finally did, and I encourage you to do the same thing because we want to, a new word that I'm adding, to preserve and pray, protect, preserve, and pray. So I want you to feel this next thing. I wanted to do a little presentation. We want to sing a song. I don't want you to just hear it, but please just feel this song because it's a message. It's a duet from the J.A.M. voices, and it's a message And we're under the direction of Minister Rochelle. And I just want you to feel this because I believe we need to hear these words right now. Okay. After that, we'll open up with the question. So, feel this. I'll wait for my partner. And I'm sorry, we have no musical intro. You know, it's a little difficult without that, but we're going to do this anyway because we're going to be feeling. All right. Be easy on us. Ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, partner.
All right. Lord. Okay, I'm ready. There will be mountains that I will have to climb, and there will be battles that I will have to fight. But victory or defeat, it's up to me to decide. But how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Never said there wouldn't be trials. Never said I wouldn't fall. Never said that everything would go the way I wanted to go. But when my back is against the wall and I feel all hope is gone, I'll just lift my head up to the sky and say, help me to be strong.
I just can't give up now.
Don't give up.
Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. And nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. And I don't believe he's brought you this far to leave you. And I don't believe, T.I., he's brought us this far just to leave us. All right. Thank you, partner. Woo, partner Tanya. That's T.I. Tanya with me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, okay, I don't know why I have to plug in my phone, but I do because I didn't charge all day. All right, so this is what the question for today is, T.I. I hope you could feel that. I think, it's feeling long, and I'm seeing that this is not going to be a little sprint. I think we're doing the full marathon. This is the full marathon, so let's get ready. And that was just a little encouragement. He didn't bring us this far to leave us. We can't give up now. We're not where we want to be, but we're not where we were, certainly not where we were before. All right, so here we go. Let me tell you the question for tonight. When we open up, please announce yourself with the city and state you're from. And the question is, here's the scenario. You or a loved one, your child or a loved one, were in a race, a foot race, a race cars, beauty pageant, whatever kind of race it is, and the other person cheated. Yep, they cheated, and nobody will stop them. They'll keep cheating every time you keep losing. Nobody will stop them. What do you say to yourself or your loved one to get up and get back at it? What words of encouragement would you give? All right, so let's encourage ourselves. Let's encourage others. Let's encourage our attorney. All right, let's go. Ready? Welcome to the Jam, everybody. Welcome to GoGi's After Dinner Jam. So glad you can make it in here. If you have noise in your background, please mute yourself. All right. We're getting there. That's beautiful, beautiful. Welcome to the Jam, everybody. Thank you for making it in. Thank you for choosing to be here tonight. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and what words of encouragement will you give to someone to get back at it? I hear some rumbling, some fumbling.
Well, if anybody know, I will if nobody else is.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Chrissy. I am originally from Austin, Texas. I still live there. And,
wow.
So I've been in this for 32 years, a little over. I am a 7-layer subliminal V2K. So, or I call it, actually, it's PSYOPs. It's a form of PSYOPs torture that they use, which is used in warfare. So I've learned a lot about it and the styles that they use. So sometimes it's really difficult. I still work, but I will say this to you, that you need to stay anchored. You need to find a foundation. You need to remember who you are, where you came from, and how worthy and valuable you are as a human being.
Thank you.
These people do not have the right to be, I'm sorry if I use trigger words, murder. I call them serial murder rapists. That's what I call them. Because they do things to people in horrible, horrible ways, in all different ways, to torture us or to make us feel like we're not worthy. And who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? They are not anyone except they have darkness in their heart. So when times get really, really rough for you, I encourage you. I've been with Derek. I went to Washington. I've done all kinds of things to make this known for a long time. I remember when just the first 20 TIs met. First 20 TIs met in 2004. We didn't know each other, but the only thing we had in common is each one of us we sat in a circle, and each one of us were experiencing the same thing. And then we started building, we started connecting, and we started working together. So all I'm going to say to you is, if you can do a call buddy list or have 2 or 3 people that you can do and come to these calls. Talk when we can, stay positive, stay on track of what you are doing. Don't spin off sometimes about what a brother's done to you or anything like that, because that's what they want you to do, and I know it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. But you've got to stay focused and not saying, I have no idea who practices what foundation base here. If you have a faith base, if you're spiritual, if you believe in God or whatever that looks like for you, you have to stay anchored to it. Eat healthy. You've got to eat healthy. Don't eat a bunch of fried foods. Quit drinking your sodas. Quit using sugar. Quit using white bread. I get it. We don't all have money, but eat healthy. Make sure you have extra vegetables. Make sure that you are drinking green tea. Make sure that you can keep your teeth clean, keep your hair clean, keep your face clean, keep your body clean. When you wake up in the morning, do that. Don't allow them to do it. If you're having trouble sleeping, buy some melatonin. It's over the counter. But all I encourage you to do is you are not alone. You are not alone. And you are worthy. You are every bit deserving to be here within whatever realm you are on this earth. And if you just continue to connect, that's what I encourage you to do. Come to this call. Come to any of the selected calls on any of the sites that you can find. And if you have to sleep with that phone, make sure it's muted, and you just want to hear the comfort of someone's voice or talking, and that brings you comfort, then that's all you need to do. So sorry I didn't mean to talk so long, but that's what I encourage.
No, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much, Chrissy. I love it. Chrissy from Austin, guys. What great encouragement. Thank you, Chrissy.
And I will say, I might let GoGi know that if anyone needs to talk with me or text me or email me, I can give my number to her, or I can get in contact, because I have networked with TIs for a long time. I have talked, I have worked with people just to bring them to finding a way what anchors them best. So if that's something y'all want to do, I didn't leave out my email here tonight, but however, there's a way to get in touch. So I'm going to mute myself so that others can talk.
Chrissy, thank you so much, and I'll check you out a little bit. Email me at with your information to the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me.
Okay, it's on the TI Justice website, right?
It
or is
should
it on
be
here?
on. It will be on TIEvents.org, and it should be on Targeted Justice as well.
Okay. All right. I'll look for it. I'm going to mute my phone now, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Blessings.
welcome.
All right. Okay. That is so wonderful, so special. All right, guys. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and what would you say to a person so that they won't give up, but they'll get back in there and get in that race again, even though it is corrupt or there are cheaters there.
Amen, Twinnie. God bless you, and God bless everyone on this evening.
Amen.
Did you have the show?
Amen. God bless you, Twinnie.
God bless you, Twinnie. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
I like what that lady said. She hit it right on the nail. And what I would say is what I have been saying from day one, and that is look to the problem solver and not focus on your problem. If you really believe there is a God, if you believe that he brought you this far not to leave you, then all you have to do is continue to look to him. You got to continue to trust him, not with your mouth, but with your heart. There's a big difference, as I always say. You got to just continue to have faith in God and look to him, and not just in this targeting situation, but in every situation. And I will boldly say tonight that it's time for the TI community like never before.
Yeah.
And I'm very serious to saying this, to put God in the equation. Man cannot just solve this. Man can help. But at the end of the day, man cannot solve this. Only God can. And he is the answer. He always was the answer, is the answer, and will always be the answer to whatever you have need of. So just continue to focus on the problem solver. So with that being said, God bless you, Twinnie. Thank you so much. And just so you know, I am still preparing, and I am producing, and I am making progress. Amen. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you for those encouraging words, Sister Sonia. Look to the problem solver and not at your problems. I love it. I love it because looking at the problems will pull you down, guys. But if you look up to the problem solver, it'll pull you up. Thank you so much. Her calls are Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 9. You can see the information on tievents.org. All right. Thank you, guys. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from. What would you say to encourage someone to keep at it?
Hi, this is Chris from Idaho. Hi, GoGi.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Good. So glad to be on the call.
Glad you can make it in.
So I'm just going to give you just a brief something. I had my iPad and computer stolen out of my house in the last week. I've had somebody, I don't know what's going on, but there's a buzzing sound in my whole apartment now. I don't know what it is. And my girlfriend passed away from cancer 2 days ago.
That's okay.
And today I went to go get my gift from my girlfriend. Her sister was going to give me a gift from her that passed away. And 2 days before I went there, I was so excited to go up there also because the landlord had this beautiful dog, and that dog loved me. And when I got there today, the landlord, I said, "Where's Tilly the dog?" And he said, "Oh, something happened to the dog. We had to take her to the vet today. She got really sick today." And of course, I know that dog got targeted. So I've been under extreme, duress and anxiety, and my laptop and iPad, everything on there is gone. The police were here. Nothing's done. I told them that there's surveillance cameras all around me if they wanted to really find out who broke into my house, to go look at the footage, and still nothing has been done. So it's been like one of the most trying weeks I've ever had in my life. And I'm getting through it, but the thing that I can say is all I keep flashing through my brain is I will always say to them, evil will never prevail, and your day is coming. And no matter what, I mean, we're on the fight to fight for our freedom, and I will stay strong. And to get me through all of this, I certainly have to say to all of us that you have to still believe in the internal healing, where you have to meditate or deep breathe to calm down and not have anger and hate, because it's so easy. It would be so easy to get caught up into that. And I've just tried to refocus my brain to put it out into the universe that these people are either programmed or they're just so many sheep that just follow to do these evil things. And I just know that God is the one that sees everything and that he has the last word. And so to refocus, I just have to keep thinking to myself, my day is coming, and no matter what I've had to go through in 1 week, it's not brought me down to my knees. And I will never go down to my knees, because I am going to stay strong, and I know one day that justice will be had. And so I have to believe in, watching with Devin and even with myself with these meditation and with
somebody else's turn now.
Okay. So
No. Wait. Gee, I'm listening to her. Go ahead, Chris.
Anyway,
why is it that some people can talk longer than others, God? Why is that?
He's saying something encouraging.
Everybody hold up until Chris is finished. Go ahead, Chris.
Right now. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just going to say internal healing, and God sees everything, and evil will not prevail. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, I want to say this to you. I really think that my message was for you. I think that you need that a good thing to do would be to check everyone around you. You know, sometimes sometimes it's an inside job. I'll put it that way. And so you need to look and make sure you don't have any open doors that that you're not allowing it yourself somehow by somebody that's around you. Okay. And I knew that there was somebody here that message was for, because I did not plan to say that. I wanted to talk about why we can't give up now, and all I could talk about was that that sometimes you have a perp in your environment or in your close circle that you need to find out. And I think that message is for you. So I hope that you'll check everything out. I'm sorry you went through everything you went through. And yes, that was a lot to go through in 1 week or in 2 weeks. And so, I pray your strength and that and I'm so happy that you still have a positive outlook, seeing that you will be on top, and that what happens in the dark will come to light, and that evil will not prevail. I totally agree. So hang in there.
Thank you.
Check your environment. Check who's around you, and make the adjustment. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. All right. Welcome to the J.A.M, everybody. So glad you can make it in. Please announce yourself, city and state that you're from, and answer the question about encouragement. What would you say to someone else to encourage them to get back in there?
Hi, Georgie.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I didn't hear your name. I'm sorry.
Hi, it's Tracy from New York.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Good. Thank you for all you do. I watched you yesterday as well.
Oh, thank you. From I Shall Bloom show?
Yes. It was.
Thank you.
Obviously, this is tough, but you're tougher.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Yes. You're tough. This is tough, but you're tougher. Love it. Absolutely. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello,
Next caller, please.
hello, God. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, this is Cassandra from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hi, Godgy.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
I'm fine. God bless you. Thank you for everything you've done and you're doing. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate everything you're helping me with and just being there. Thank you so much. Only thing I would tell a person is just trust God, and similar to what the other people said and what Sonia said, is trust God and keep your eyes on God. The Bible says, fret not thyself because the evildoers need to be done envious against the workers of iniquity. The wicked will soon be cut down like the grass and wither the tree as a tree, wither as a green grass. Just trust God. Keep your eyes on God. God is still in control.
Amen.
That's what I would say.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, Sister Cassandra. Absolutely, Sandra. Wonderful. Totally agree. All right.
Hello, God-G and everyone. This is Jacqueline calling in Asheville. Thank you for being here, and the Targeted Justice team as well. I would say the worst thing anybody can do about a problem is nothing.
Oh,
because evil ones prosper when good people do nothing.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. Thank you.
So with that being said, I'm tired of doing nothing, even though sometimes we get discouraged from writing letters and making calls. So I did send out the letter to President Joseph Biden, certified mail. However, I haven't received a response yet, or my certified card back to me in the mail. I'm sorry I'm not talking because they're hitting me so hard I can barely talk and breathe. And I also, long overdue, faxed to the two female senators, Sheehan and Susan Collins, thanking them for sponsoring the Havana bill, and I put the S number bill in it, and I couldn't fax to the two male senators, Rubio and Warner, so I sent those 2 letters out, certified mail. I also called the office, though, before asking to make sure and let them know the letters were on the way, because I call first, then I write. Then next month in April, which will be a year since we were in D.C. We went there in April of 2023. Alone or with others, I will be returning, because I asked them if will the senators read them themselves? And they said possibly. I don't know. And I said, well, is it all right next month in April when I come to D.C.? I will be bringing the letters to your office if that's all right, and stopping in. And they said yes. So the worst thing anybody can do about a problem is nothing, and I'm not going to do nothing. No, none of us should do nothing any longer. But thank you again. And we have to stay in the race and stay in the fight, because God is in control, not the Nazis, not Satan, no one other than God. But thank you again.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you so much, and thank you for every active step that you've made in this difficult time. Thank you. All right. Next caller, please. Anybody else? Else we're going to close down and get started. Okay. All right. Let's go back in. All right, guys. So thank you for that. What encouraging words. We need them. You know, things are happening, not exactly the way we want, but they are happening. So let me find my page. Okay. And we want to go over the current events. I have a few articles and some videos to share, only 4, and then we want to talk a little bit about lawsuits and next steps, all right? And I have some announcements that I would like to make. So I first want to share, this is a short video clip. It's from David Voigt, and he's a former naval officer. The name of it is Neuro Weapons Exposed. So I want to share that, and then I want to go over 2 articles, and then I'll share another video, and then we'll do some announcements and talk about the lawsuits and some of the things that have been going on. All right? So let's hear David Voigt.
My name is Dave Voigt. I'm a former naval officer. I'm a graduate of the United States Naval Academy. I have a degree in control systems engineering. And I worked in electronics warfare. While I was in the service, I found out about this targeting program. You know, this is psychological warfare. This is a profession. This program deals with mind control and human-machine interface weapons. Well, we've gotten to the point with the modern computing that we're able to accurately depict basically all the senses of the body. You can take that raw sensory information and then process it into a way that it generally fits into any bioelectrical system. And so you provide a bioelectrical input to the body, and then that person will experience that physical sensation that has been recorded previously, information that can be played onto a person's bioelectrical system. And V2K is kind of a colloquialism for technologies that can provide auditory input into the body. You know, nowadays it's crystal clear interface with the human bioelectrical system. And then, but separately, the synthetic telepathy, that is the more advanced human-machine interface system that completely interfaces with the body's bioelectrical system. So not only can you get auditory information from that system, you can get gustatory, smell and taste, as well as full-on tactile. Every square inch of your body can be, they can, in the centers which perceive that information in the brain are stimulated, and you can create any, like we said before, it's a recording or live information of any sort of touch that you can imagine. With this technology, you can just as sure as it feels like you're being cut or burned or punched, or they can create any touch sensation with this technology. it's kind of a completely bidirectional system that could hurt you. They can hurt you while they talk to you and hurt you at the same time. So it's full-on torture with this system.
Okay. So since I don't understand the full scope of this technology, I love to hear it from the horse's mouth when we hear the information. So that's a formal naval officer talking about the technology, and he said it can even hurt you, it can touch you, and so forth. So very interesting. That clip or the link will be available to you. All right. So the other one, this one came out in January, the end of January this year. So a couple of months ago, less than 60 days ago. And this is from Amazon. I found this very interesting, especially since even when my Ring bells were cut off, even when I cut off, even though I cut them off from my Ring app, they were still watching me through my Ring doorbells to the point where I had to cover them because that was the only way that they could stop. So it's amazing, and this is where, I come up with the idea. I know that this is military-grade weaponry that these people are using against regular civilians. But this is what Amazon put out on January 24th. Amazon Ring will now require U.S. law enforcement to obtain a warrant to access doorbell footage from individual users. Think about that backwards. That means that Amazon Ring did not always require U.S. law enforcement, police officers, to obtain a warrant to access doorbell footage. So they could go to them and say, I need her doorbell footage because for whatever reason they come up with, and they would give them the footage of the doorbell or access to it. The company announced in a blog post that it would no longer allow law enforcement to request doorbell footage directly from users in the company's social networking app called Neighbors. Did you join Neighbors? The move is an about-face from Ring's long-held and controversial policy that drew the ire of civil liberties and privacy advocates. At the bottom of a blog post about new features that make it easier for Ring users to share heartwarming or silly videos in the Neighbors app, Amazon announced that it was doing away with its request for assistance, RFA feature. Up until this announcement, public safety agencies, so that might be like your neighborhood watch and so forth, including police, were able to ask users to voluntarily share video footage from their Ring cameras rather than seek warrants to obtain that user data from Amazon. Public safety agencies like fire and police departments can still use the Neighbors app to share helpful safety tips, updates, and community events. The blog post reads, they will no longer be able to use the RFA tool to request and receive video in the app. Civil liberties experts have long criticized Amazon's close relationship with law enforcement and the company's willingness to facilitate warrantless police investigations by allowing easy access to private security footage from people's homes. In response to criticism, the company previously did away with the practice that allowed police to privately send requests for video footage to Ring users. Instead, police were only allowed to publicly post these requests on the app. Now they can only obtain footage from Ring using a warrant. I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. I'm going to say G, but I'll spell it Guariglia, Gariglia, a senior policy analyst at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, said, this is a step in the right direction, but that much more can be done. Now, Ring hopefully will altogether be out of business of platforming casual and warrantless police requests for footage to its users, G said in a statement. Ring has been forced to make some important concessions, but we still believe the devices can enable end-to-end encryption by default and turn off default audio collection, which reports have shown collect audio from greater distances than initially assumed. Oh, wow. So the audio, maybe people across the street can hear you. The company has previously come under fire for its broader privacy policies around access to users' footage. In May of 2023, Amazon entered into a 20-year, $5.8 million settlement with the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, that required the company to disclose to its customers how much access it has to their data. According to the FTC filing, Amazon's lax privacy policies allowed employees and contractors, I'll repeat that, employees and contractors to view, download, and transfer customers' sensitive video data for their own purposes. Whew. Amazon also admitted in 2022 that it had handed police video footage without the customer's consent or a warrant 11 times that year in case it deemed an emergency. 11 is not a lot. I think it's much more than that. Okay. We are also still deeply skeptical about law enforcement's and Ring's ability to determine what is or is not an emergency that requires the company to hand over footage without a warrant or user consent, G said. Imagine this. So this is the same issue that we're dealing with 702, where they're going past American citizens' rights by disregarding the warrant, that step to get a warrant. Okay, and I think that is it, because it goes into something else. All right, so that's it, but we get the message, and so it's good that Ring made this step. This is from theguardian.com, and hopefully they'll make other steps. This article is by Johanna Boyan. Okay. All right, I want to read another one. This article, I just want to read a statement, and we're going to hear a little bit about this lawsuit in a little while. And this is a statement from CARE, and CARE has we're waiting for the Fikri case. But we want to hear a statement. This is from Dina Chahada and Esquire, attorney Dina Chahada. So it's in a statement, CARE-LA, Civil Rights Managing Attorney Dina Chahada, Esquire, said, "We are particularly concerned about the FBI questioning our community, given the FBI's long-standing history of abusive surveillance. When it comes to American Muslims and other vulnerable communities, we know that federal agents often investigate individuals on the basis of their racial, ethnic, or religious characteristics rather than their actual propensity to commit a crime." Daggone it. That's a great one right there. Rather than their actual propensity to commit a crime. This can and has had serious consequences for our community, and we have seen the devastating impact of these practices on American Muslims in Southern California. In the current climate where pro-Palestinian advocacy is being penalized and heavily censored, we have found concerns that it is also being criminalized. For that reason, we want people to exercise the utmost caution when talking to federal or local agents, and ideally don't do it without consulting an attorney. And this is important for one reason. I can't tell you. People have called the FBI. They have called the FBI about the situation. They've talked to the FBI. They go visit the FBI. They make friends with the FBI. I don't get it. I don't get it. Our lawsuit is against the FBI. We're saying that the FBI is conducting the targeting program against us. And yet you're going to the FBI for help, or you're trusting in, So this statement is from CARE, and she's cautioning people. Federal law criminalizes providing material support or any group designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the U.S. State Department, including including financial support, food, clothing, and other humanitarian aid. Any questions posed by federal or local authorities on this matter or any other should be directed to and reviewed by an attorney. So I guess when dealing with certain things, but it's certainly a statement that we need to consider if we're going to voluntarily talk to federal agents or local officers without an attorney. Okay. I'm going to leave that right there. So now we're going to take a minute and go to another video. This is the final video, and this video is very good. It's with Jim Jordan. I actually haven't heard it. I heard about it, and I'm looking forward to hearing it because I'm expecting big things from that House Judiciary Subcommittee Select. Okay, let's hear the video.
We'll start with opening statements, then move into our witnesses. The chair now recognizes himself for an opening statement. Big government was colluding with big tech to censor Americans. That's the first thing we learned. But now it's big government colluding with big banks and big business to spy on everything Americans buy, every place they go, everything they do. Big government wants your financial data because it's full of sensitive information about you. Our investigation started when an FBI whistleblower, George Hill, came forward and talked to the committee. Mr. Hill was supervisory intelligence analyst at the FBI up in the Boston field office, told the committee that the FBI got information from Bank of America. Specifically, it received a list of any customer who made purchases in the Washington, D.C. area January 5th through 7th, 2021. The whistleblower's supervisor, special agent in charge of the Boston field office, Mr. Bonavolanta, corroborated Mr. Hill's testimony when he spoke to the committee. And so did Steve Jensen, the FBI's Domestic Terrorism Operations Section Chief. But it wasn't just purchase data around a specific date that the FBI got from Bank of America. That was actually also overlaid with any firearm purchase at any time. And how did the FBI get this information? They asked for it. In fact, you can see on the display on the screen here the email that was sent. The FBI told Bank of America, to recap our morning call, we are prepared to action immediately the following threshold customers confirmed as transacting business in Washington, D.C. between these specific dates. So if you're in Washington, D.C., visiting your kids, maybe visiting your aunt, or maybe just a friend, the FBI wanted to know about every single purchase you made. And if you're a gun owner, look out, you're going to the top of the list. For simply exercising your Second Amendment right, you're on the FBI's target list. And never forget, the federal government got this information without any process. No warrant, and frankly, no notification. The bank didn't tell the customer that we're handing this information over to the FBI, the most powerful law enforcement agency in the world. Now, these FBI agents, Mr. Hill, Mr. Bonavolanta, Mr. Jensen, they all said this was wrong and, in fact, sent the information back to FBI headquarters in D.C. So that's how our investigation began. But since then, and we continue to investigate, but since then, we've learned that the financial surveillance was broader and there was actually a specific objective. The federal government is building profiles on the American people. And the profile isn't based on criminal conduct, it's based on political beliefs. And if you got the wrong political beliefs, well, you're potentially a domestic violent extremist. Now, how are they actually doing this? What are the mechanics of this? There's this entity we've discovered called the Domestic Security Alliance Council, kind of Orwellian in sound and title, the DSAC. And this is an entity where the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, works with 650 of the largest companies in the world. These companies have to do over $1 billion in revenue a year. They represent 2/3 of the gross domestic product of the United States economy. And they work through this controlled access portal. We'll put that on the screen here. What are they sharing in this secret portal? Well, we're not exactly sure because it's secret. But we do know that they share some information, share reports. And one of the reports we got, called a liaison information report, said this: any American who opposes firearm legislation, the easing of immigration restrictions, and COVID mandates is someone banks should be watching because, again, they might be an extremist. Now, stop and think about that for a second. In other words, if you're against gun registration, you're for a secured border, you oppose lockdowns and vaccine mandates, you're a domestic violent extremist, according to the FBI, and the government should get your data, should get your financial data. It actually gets worse. The federal government and banks also use what they call merchant category codes to flag Americans that shop at places like Bass Pro Shop and Cabela's. They flagged Americans who bought religious text. We can show you that one too. Because everybody knows if you want a secure border and you oppose COVID lockdowns, then you probably shop at Bass Pro Shops and you read your Bible, and of course all that makes you an extremist. Literally, that is the logic that you see displayed from the information we've been able to gather thus far in our investigation. Now remember, these are also the same folks who just a couple years ago told us if you're a parent showing up at a school board meeting, you're a terrorist. If you're a pro-life Catholic, you're an extremist. Now, of course, if you oppose lockdowns, vaccine mandates, want a secure border, don't want gun registration, you're in that category as well. This is scary where things are headed. We've seen the censorship. Now we see what's happening with big banks and big government relative to your financial data. Again, all this being done with no process, no warrant, no notification to the customer that the banks are actually supposed to serve. Big government's not supposed to use big tech to censor Americans, and big government shouldn't be working with big banks to target Americans for behavior that is legal and constitutional. And that's the concern. That's why we're having this hearing. We'll get to our guest here in a second. But with that, I would yield to the ranking member for an opening statement before we get to our witnesses.
Okay, all right. So I think it's important to note the number of companies that receives information, and it's over 600. This is really dealing with the secret portal. That's us, okay? So the targeted individual, when I said earlier today in my opening that I wasn't able to buy beds or recliners, it's absolutely true. And I don't know how, but, somehow with this list, this secret portal, they receive a notification about me and would not allow me to buy these dangerous items, particularly since I'm an extremist or on this extremist terrorist list. So I was unable to buy these things. So it's important to that we note here that our information is going to over 600 people or companies, and they're treating us a particular way based on what they get in this secret portal. So this is really good that it's coming out, and I'm sure there's more to come. All right, so we're just going to continue following that committee so that we can continue to hear about what's going on and see as they reveal. All right, so that's it for the news going around, except for what we're going to discuss with the lawsuit. So we want to go over everything. I do have a few announcements before we deal with the lawsuits. Let me just pull those up here. 1 minute. Okay, so there was a newsletter, a targeted justice newsletter that went out. And I think it's important to note it. I don't remember anybody talking about it, but it's about the dentist. And the call was for us to tell our dentists to remove the nanotechnology or to use supplies that have no nanotechnology. So it has a letter, a template letter, and I think it would be something really good for all of us to do, to encourage the dentists to use suppliers that have that do not use anything that has graphene and nanotechnology, all of those things for nanotechnology in them. So I'm just encouraging you to go to the Targeted Justice website and look up or to subscribe to the newsletter. Now, a misnomer is that it costs to subscribe to the newsletter. To subscribe to the newsletter, it's free. So you could just sign up to receive newsletters. And the thing that costs, if you want to make comments in the Substack and just be an active part of the membership like that, then you would have to pay a nominal fee monthly. But to just subscribe to the newsletter, you can do that for free. And and I would advise you to do that. But this newsletter is available through Substack, and I'm trying to think of a way that possibly I can make it available to everybody, because the template that's there is really valuable. And we're trying to avoid the dentist because they can also implant us. So I would advise, if you do have a dentist appointment, to use the new medical implant letter, because we know about the new FDA ruling. And so you would use the new medical implant letter with your dentist as well, and use the template here that's on Targeted Justice. I'm just not sure if it's on Targeted Justice, so I want to make sure that it is there. It should be there, or I'm going to ask for it to be there with the medical letters, because that letter would be important for you to send to your dentist so that they can use suppliers that do not deal with the graphene and nanotechnology. Okay. All right. Whew, that was a mouthful. I'm also encouraging you to follow Real Targeted Justice on Rumble. Real Targeted Justice on Rumble. And it's like a one-stop shop. So it has, I'm going to get my things on there, but it has a lot of the videos. The one with, who is this, Maria Z. There's Maria Z interviews with Dr. Anna and Attorney Anna and Richard Lighthouse, and I heard they're very good. And also there's an interview with David Icke where he talks about the targeting program and is looking forward to us being free. He announces that, and he's a really big influencer. So, just check it out and follow it, like it, share it, and share it with people who are not TI. So this is a good way to get the word out. When they see it in this format, sometimes it's easier for them to take than us telling them about what we're going through. Just hearing or seeing interviews is a good way to introduce people to the program. All right, those were my announcements, and then we want to talk about lawsuits. And, of course, when we get to the meat of the program, they entertain my dog, but it's all good. Let me see. All right. So the lawsuits, we're still waiting for the response, and I heard that it's going to be this week. Remember the Fickrey versus FBI case, which is right now FBI versus Fickrey, because the FBI appealed, and that's the case where they wanted him to be an informant. He refused to be an informant for the FBI, and now he's targeted, and to the point where he can't fly. He was on the no-fly list right before the case. They take him off the no-fly list and saying, oh, well, this whole thing is moot because he's not on the list anymore. But he doesn't know how he got on the list, and he could possibly go back on the list, is what was revealed during the court session, the oral arguments, which a lot of us watched in January, and we're waiting for the judges to make a decision and hoping that they decide in his favor and give him the right to move forward with his case. So we're expected to hear from that this week. And the other day we watched the Kovac versus Ray case, which was them pointing out a technicality, but it would, that the technicality is true would mean that the whole watch list would be dissolved. And the technicality stating that the watch list cannot be brought into reality by a presidential executive order. It has to be an act of Congress. And so they presented their case, and before, I think there were 3 judges. I thought it was going to be the full court, but it wasn't. And so they presented their case, and I could only hear 1 or 2 judges speaking. So one was kind of quiet, which is unusual, and we're going to wait and hear back from them. So usually it's 30 days, but these cases, or our cases, have been going on longer for some reason, and I'm supposing it's because of the critical nature of it, and also the tendency for the agencies to delay things for as long as possible. All right, and so let's talk a little bit about the targeted justice lawsuit. I'm not sure if you've heard that there have been some, that we received a response, and so we did receive a response, and I want to share what I've read, and this is, I'm just giving from a layman's viewpoint. At some point, I can get a statement, hopefully, from Attorney Anna Toledo, who is working feverishly on further action, subsequent actions, and steps that need to be taken. So, from what I read, and it's very short, it's a 5-page response. And the thing about it is, as she was preparing to respond, to urge or nudge the court, legally nudge them through a motion, you have to consult the other side, or you have to notify the other side. She notifies the other side, and all of a sudden the next day this is received. So I guess, that prompted them to the response. But anyway, so it's just 5 pages, and basically, from what I gathered, they're dismissing the preliminary injunction. So I know people are saying dismissed and lost and all that stuff, but the full lawsuit is not dismissed. What they're saying is that we have to go back to, that there's no final judgment from Judge Lee Rosenthal, and therefore we have to go back to Houston and then return to the court. So they're making an extra step, an extra round to the game, to the program, however we want to look at it, to the process. So they're saying now, we're looking at this technicality. Technically speaking, you have to get a final judgment from the judge. Meanwhile, they accepted it in the court and have been, I can't imagine sitting on something for almost 90 days. Typically it's 72, but all this time, and come back with, you need a final judgment. That I think you would be able to see or read right away. But, okay, so that's where the lawsuit is, and that is, I know we were so hopeful to hear about a rally or just anything, but to hear this is, is discouraging. But the attorney is making a move to not to do that, but to do something else. So I just not disclosing her strategy. She's working feverishly to respond to this. So as if it was a game of chess, this is there. It's not it's not checkmate. So she's making another move, and the game continues. So I say that to say, and that's why we say we can't give up now, and why I just want to encourage us to be encouraged and not discouraged or disappointed, but to know that it may be a longer process than we expected, but we will still win and we will still prevail. So she's working on her part. That said, that there was also another case that Attorney Anna filed. She filed a second lawsuit, and that lawsuit is more time-based, meaning they have 30 days to respond. The court already responded back, and she has a hearing for June. It's not a hearing that we can attend. It's a Zoom hearing, but it's a FOIA lawsuit. And remember, this is the one that we talked about last week, requesting the names of the dead people, the dead targeted individuals to be removed. So those who are on the list that are deceased currently, and we wanted their names removed. And so this is another way to how we're throwing everything up against the wall, or we're eating the elephant one bite at a time. This is just another way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. All those sayings. This is another way to skin a cat. So we're still working to that, and this will help since the request is about handling codes 3 and 4, deceased people. Then it will also confirm that there is a list and that there is a secret component to the list, and these are the names and so forth. So it's another way to do the same thing. So we're working on it from different ends. There's another step that we want to make, and that is, when I said 30 days, that means April 12th. So they have to respond by April 12th, and they can't respond with a request to dismiss this time. All right. So there's another step that we're thinking of making, and that is a FISA letter. So on her personally, Anna Toledo is going to send a letter just saying, well, let me just back up for a minute. To remain on the list this long, now you know how long we've been on the list. Technically, the FBI is supposed to renew us every 6 months. So we know, imagine people, I've heard people, I think it was Chrissy that was saying she was on the list for 30 years. Now, if they have to renew every 6 months or every periodically, what are they making up that kept her on the list for 30 years and she has not committed a domestic crime? She hasn't been tried for it, accused, or nothing. So they're making up something. So the premise here is to ask them, show me what have I done? What am I doing what are you doing? How are you renewing a FISA warrant on me? How are you renewing this FISA process on me? Show me how many times has it been renewed. Cease and desist, or stop renewing it, So it's a whole letter that we're going to send to tell them, do not renew it. Another warrant on me. How many times has it been renewed? What is the basis of it? And something like that. So she's going to create a legal letter to that effect, and so that they will have to reveal to us how many times they're renewing it, what's it based on, and also to say stop, because it's obviously it's illegal. So this FISA letter, once Anna sends hers or creates the template, then we're all, whoever wants to do it, it's all voluntarily done. But we're offering everyone to do it. Whoever does it, if we could do it at the same time, it would be great. So we'll present the letter, and let's say 1 week later, everybody get it, write in your information, and send it out at the same time. So we will flood the court with it. We flood it with it. Just send it, because there has to be a response within a certain amount of time. So we're just going to send our letter. All right. So that's the next thing that we're going to do. And so that said, I'm saying that to say that it's not that we're giving up. We can't give up now. We come too far from where we started from. We just can't give up now. So we're going to, we come too far from where we started from. We've united. We have strength. There's strength in our oneness. And so I encourage us to just stay together and lift up each other and work together, and let's get free. Then we can really enjoy each other, enjoy our relationships and our freedom and so forth. And then we will really be able to help other people. It's very difficult right now to help other people. People want help, and we understand that, but it's difficult when you're also targeted. So it's one thing to be able to help someone when you're not, when you're finished, when you're free. and when you're compensated, we can help so many people. We could set up organizations to help. We can build things to help. Right now, we're at a disadvantage. So, although our heart may say yes, I want to help, it's just not feasible right now. So that's the next thing. And then there's another one that we're going to do, and that one, the FISA letter will be for anybody who wants to. Then there'll be another one that'll be a little more with a smaller group to do. And there's no money compensation involved, and it'll be tough. It's going to be tough on that group. It could be tough on that group. So it's going to be a little tough group that's going to make some moves for everybody, on behalf of everybody. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And, down the line, of course, is the cell tower movement, and there's some other things. So basically, we have been discussing and brainstorming ways that we can keep this going since this is going to be a marathon. So we don't want anyone giving up. We want everyone, chip in, jump in where you can, or at least just be there and remain encouraged. Just you being here on the call is a step. I appreciate everything that it takes for you to get here. I appreciate you pushing past your pain to be here. So thank you. And I think that is all that I have. That's all the news and information I have. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If not, I'll certainly share it next week on the J.A.M. So we're going to open up the Q&A. Now open up. If you would like to ask a question, please *6. I'll answer to the best of my ability. If I don't know, or if I don't feel like I should answer it, I won't, and I will get the answer to you. Okay? So let's go. Let's be respectful. If you have a question, *6, please.
Hi.
Hi. How are
you? I really don't have a question, but I have been really, really thinking this week of something that I want to tell Anatolia, Tranquility. It is Women's Month. We celebrate the goodness and the things that women have done this month that have been amazing, outstanding, wonderful, marvelous, exceptional. And I'm going to give Anatolia and Tranquility a verbal award for the best people I've ever known in my life, the best women I've ever known in my life that are fighting for something that we all need. And I love you, and I appreciate everything you're doing. I appreciate Anatolia. You get brownie points, girl. I appreciate Tranquility sending hugs and kisses. And I appreciate you for everything you do. God bless you.
God bless you. Love you so much, Constance, and thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless you. That's all.
Thank you. I forgot it was Women's Month. Oh, my God. Okay, we got to do something about that.
Okay, so that's all I want to say.
All right, thank you so much. Next caller, please. You got to love Constance. I mean, she's just the best. Hi.
Hi. So this is Chrissy. So I wanted to ask a question. The gentleman that you did a broadcast on, is he still around? Is he still active?
You said, what was your question? The who?
The gentleman that you said was from the Naval that did the broadcast because he spoke to PSYOPs and what it does.
Yes, Dave Voigt. Okay, I'm not sure about his current status, but I believe it's a current link that we shared, so you can Google him. And we'll share the link so you can look them up.
Okay. And then, I'm sorry, you said your email is Target2?
No, my email is My email is the Justice Action Meeting.
Justice Action Meeting at
proton.me.
At proton.me. Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to ask you, hold on a minute. I'm going to ask you really quickly because I'm going to type it into my address thing. Okay, so the target?
No, the Justice.
The Justice.
It's the J.A.M. This is the J.A.M. So the Justice Action Meeting.
Oh, I got it.
At proton.me.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for that. And thank you for, at proton.me. And thank you for answering that question, okay?
My pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chrissy. All right. Next caller, please. Any other questions?
Hi, Gaji. It's Debbie from New Jersey. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Gaji. You know I'm a big fan, so thank you, as always, for all your hard work. And to reiterate what one of the callers before me said, Anna Toledo, I'm very grateful to you all. Something you mentioned earlier tonight and something you and I talked about, one of the things that you recommend is the shield that Armando has made for the targeted individual community, for targeted individuals rather. I'm trying to think of the name of the shield as I'm talking.
It's called the Guardian Wave.
Source.
The Guardian Wave.
Yes, thank you. Guardian Wave. I'm wondering, would it at all be possible to get Armando back on one of your conference calls to ask some follow-up questions at all? Just something to think about if that's possible. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, Deborah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Gaji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, next caller, please. I'll put Armando on the list. We have some great guests coming up, guys. I have a few really good things in store. So, make sure you're around. Go ahead, next caller.
Hello. This is Saki from Atlanta. I joined a little late, so I was, when you were talking about the second lawsuit and you mentioned to take off dead TIs off the list, does that also mean that they will expose the names of the dead TIs and when they were put on the list so we can cross-reference with those TIs who have been complaining about torture and have died during doing this? Or they're not going to reveal all that?
Okay, Saqib, I don't know. I think someone else was talking in your background. I missed some of what you said. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah. What I was saying was that if they, like the second lawsuit, they will, about dead TIs to be taken off the list, does that mean they will reveal the name to us, the dead TIs they have taken off the list, and when they were put on the list, and we have the ability to cross-check if they were part of those TIs who have been complaining about torture and then other things, and they have a record of that to be cross-referenced?
Okay, so great question. So I know that we're going to ask for as much as we can. So that would be a goal. But I did look at the law. I do have the lawsuit. I did not finish reading it, so I don't want to answer that question. But I will answer that question next week for you. And I get it. You want to know, will we find out the same things that we're asking about ourselves? Will we find out when they were on there, who put them on, how long they were on, so forth, that kind of information on their behalf? Correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I will find out. Thank you so much. Great question. Go ahead. Next caller, please.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Gaji. How you doing?
I'm fine, but you're competing with your television. Please.
Okay, hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, how you doing today?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Janir from New York.
Hi, Janir from New York. How are you?
We spoke one time before. It's just a quick question.
Okay.
I've been trying to get in contact with the Devin phone call. She has her conference calls. And it's basically based on the supplements. What I was trying to find out and what I was questioning and what I wanted you to do was kind of bring the information about the supplements that Dr. N has on the different supplements that they've created so that we can kind of understand more about what supplements to take and what we're taking them for. And I just want to know if you could have some kind of conference call based on supplements alone, because I seen Devin, she had I think two conference calls about supplements specifically, and what I wanted to know is if you can just have conference calls based on specifically the supplements and exactly which ones to take for what reason.
I love
that. That was a question. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I love that because that's going to make I'll do a little research and be able to present, but that'll help us all to be healthier. So thank you for that question, and the answer is yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, I want you to know that you're the only conference call I tap into, and I appreciate and love you so much. Gaji. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I know you from New York yourself. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. And I'm on every conference call, but I don't speak much. I just like to listen and get information.
You sure don't, and I appreciate you speaking tonight. God bless you. Thank you so much, my fellow New Yorker. Thank you. I appreciate you. Keep your head up. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So that means we're going to do one on health. I have one requested on mental health. So we'll do health, mental health, and we'll bring Armando back. So I saw physical health, and then I want to do one with an old time one. I'm going to have her testimony. Okay, next caller, please. Thank you so much for that, New Yorker. Jahir.
Hello, it's Sandy Williams here in San Antonio, Texas. How are you guys?
Hi, Sandy. I Shall Bloom Show.
From the I Shall Bloom Show. And I just wanted to say thank you again for you guys, the TIs, coming down to San Antonio for the great event that we had that brought more people here in San Antonio together. When you guys left, they called. And so I just wanted you to know that it was an awesome event. God bless all of you guys that came and everybody that tuned in. It was awesome. It was Godsend. Also, I wanted to do a success story on one of the cease and desist letters. I know that I had supposed to mail it, but I know that we have a fusion house. We have a couple because I live in a part of town where they don't monitor a lot of things. So they have a couple of houses here that they use for their fusion center homes. That's what I call them, the houses that they do all of their research from. So anyways, I served one of those papers to the mailbox and waited. The next day, they had moved out.
Wow, I love it. Love it. You go, girl.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Good for you, and goodbye and good riddance. Beautiful.
Yes. So those letters really work, I guess, so far. This one did. This was a big house that had all the different cars that stay there, different shifts, but it's no furniture really in it. They never really opened the blinds, but it was open when it moved out, and there was really nothing in there. So
wow.
Yes, so that's all. I wanted to say that, and also God bless you for you and all of you guys, Anna, Richard, Tranquility, Melanie, all of you that that are pulling together and helping us in this time of need, and we have the victory. What is it? Go strong, stay strong.
T.I. strong. T.I. strong.
Yes. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that God bless you, and I look forward to all the things that we are going to do to combat this atrocity, to this horrible crime.
All right, absolutely. Thank you for always, being so helpful to people in your area that call. Over the years, I've heard great things about you, and I know you did a good work with Chief and some other situation that was going on. So thank you so much for that. And your show on YouTube is I Shall Bloom, the I Shall Bloom show.
I Shall Bloom talk show on the YouTube channel, and it's you'll see your sister T.I. Sandy Williams here in San Antonio doing what I can do. Only God allowed. So thank you. Thank you again for all that you do.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah.
Hi, Dodgy. It's Linda in Nebraska. And I'm sorry, I'm going back to the lawsuit. I'm not understanding what the status is. And I heard what you said, but I'm not understanding it. Could you just tell us where the lawsuit is now with New Orleans? Is that proceeding, or does it have to go back to Houston?
Yeah, it has to. We did not get, one of the things, what I was thinking was that we would either, can you mute your phone for me, Linda? Stay there, but mute.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Yeah.
This one, yeah. Yeah.
Following us around.
What's happening? Okay, thank you. All right, so it is not, what we expected was to hear either that we were going to have a rally. They could have dismissed the whole thing. Or they could have sent us to New Orleans to let us have the oral argument, and that's when we plan to have the rally. And that could still happen, but not at this juncture. So what they did was add another step. So we have to go back to Texas. They're saying, we need a final judgment, a final decision. I mean, I thought the decision was final. I read it. But they need something else from Judge Lee Rosenthal or from whomever they needed. So they're sending us back to Houston. And then we have a judgment to come back to the court. So now the attorney Anna Toledo, is working on some other things. We're not, that may or may not accept this request. So that's where we are. So she's making another move, and we'll see where that takes us. All right, so hopefully when she submits her document, then we'll reveal that. Okay, it's no secret. So we'll reveal that document once that is submitted. But we don't want to. We know that people listen in, and we don't want to reveal strategy here. We want to talk about what has happened, not what is going to happen. Okay, except for the positive things that we expect. All right, I hope that answers your question, Linda.
Okay, so it goes back to Houston for a final decision.
Right. That's correct. That's the response that we received, but we're going to respond to that. But that's where we are right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the New Orleans court is not in the mix right now, right?
Not right now, because then we would still have to come back to this circuit, and then they would make another decision again. So.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you. And
bye-bye.
Be encouraged. Bye.
Got
Next
it.
caller, please. Thank you.
Hi,
Next
guys.
caller,
It's
please.
Lorraine in Arizona. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I have a question for you. Is your book going to be coming out in print?
My book is, it is in print. The paperback is not available. And first of all, what a great question. Thank you. I thought I had to do another book launch to talk about my book again. Yeah, but no, thank you.
I've seen it electronic, but I didn't see a paper copy of that.
Yeah, there's a paperback available. And as you're saying that, I will double check and make sure, and we'll put a link up. I'll put a link in tievents.org, and I'll also put a link in Etsy to make sure that you can get the paperback.
Okay, great.
All right.
Yes, I'm going to buy a couple
Did
copies.
you read it? Did you read the book?
I haven't. I don't have a computer, so it's hard on my phone. So I'd rather have. I'm old school. I'd rather have the book in my hand. So,
All right. Let me know. Let me know when you read it. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I love your call. Thank
Love
you.
you too. Thank you. Next caller, please. Okay, we're going to do the commercial, and then I'm going to open up for us to say our final things, okay?
Are you feeling like something strange is happening in your life? You tell others, but nobody believes you? Well, get ready to uncover the truth with GoGi Justice's groundbreaking book, GoGi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. GoGi Justice, an everyday person just like you, has written a book that exposes the covert illegal activities happening right under our noses. With a writing style that's raw, honest, and relatable, GoGi takes you on a journey through the dark world of targeted individuals. You'll ask yourself if you are experiencing these signs. Learn about infiltration, gang stalking, privacy violations, and even hacked home appliances. GoGi's book is a beacon of hope, providing encouragement, tips, and resources for those who find themselves trapped in this nightmare. It's time to fight back and regain control of your life. So if you're tired of feeling isolated, unheard, and targeted, grab a copy of GoGi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. Available now on Amazon.com and the Targeted Justice Etsy shop. Don't let them silence you any longer. Take the first step towards understanding, empowerment, and freedom. Get your copy today and join the movement. GoGi Justice's book, A Voice for the Targeted Individuals. Welcome to TIEvents.org, your official insider for the targeted individual community. As the go-to source for all TI events, we're here to keep you in the loop with the latest and greatest happenings. Discover daily conference calls, meetups, and exclusive events across the USA, all at your fingertips. Plus, planning a TI event? Advertise with us for free and connect directly with the TI community. TIEvents.org is not just a website. It's your gateway to a world of information, connection, and empowerment for TIs everywhere. TIEvents.org, your official insider. Dive in and discover today.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for choosing GoGi's After Dinner Jam. Hope to see you again next week. And I hope that your week is great. And I encourage you to protect, preserve, and pray. Love you guys so much. Thank you. We're going to open up.
It's over. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys so much.
Appreciate you and love you.
Thank you, GoGi. GoGi, what's the San Antonio YouTube channel? What's the name of that YouTube?
I Shall Bloom.
Okay.
I Shall Bloom.
Okay.
Check out the YouTube, guys. It was great. Great.
Yeah. Check it out. Check it out.
All right.
So, Sandy, I'm in Austin.
Hi, Austin.
Oh, you're in Austin?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a native Austinite. I'm a TI of 32 years.
Wow, that long?
Okay.
Well,